Okay, think about this. When you're learning something really new, something tricky, what's the usual approach?
Right. You kind of lock yourself away, don't you?
Totally. It's like this top secret project. You
Hmm.
practice and practice, hide all the messy bits, the mistakes.
Uh-huh. The confusion?
Exactly. Until you feel like, okay, now it's perfect, polished, ready for the big reveal. We only want to show that final, shiny product.
Yeah, and that instinct, well, it comes from a pretty human place, right? Fear of looking stupid, basically.
Definitely.
But that exact approach, the sources we looked at argue, is actually a major roadblock. It slows you down, keeps you isolated.
Which is why we're doing this deep dive today. We're looking at this different way of thinking. They call it learning in public.
Hmm. And that name itself, it kind of makes you pause, right?
Yeah.
Learn in
That
public.
does. It feels counterintuitive. So let's set the mission for you listening. We're going to unpack what this really means.
And show you how sharing your learning journey, the whole messy process, might actually get you where you want to go faster.
Faster knowledge and finding your people along the way, building that community.
Exactly. So fundamentally, learning in public,
Hmm.
it just means you share the process, your discoveries, the small wins, even the things you get wrong.
You put it out there, like on social media or a blog.
Yeah, or YouTube, whatever works. Instead of hiding everything until you hit some imaginary perfect state,
Uh,
you actually show the effort involved, the journey itself.
okay, but I got to push back here because my first reaction, and probably yours too, listening, is fear.
Right.
Like serious fear of judgment.
Absolutely.
If I post something half-baked, especially in, say, my professional field,
Yeah.
coding, finance, whatever, couldn't that actually hurt me? Make me look incompetent? That's a big barrier.
It is, no doubt.
Yeah.
That fear of what other people will think, that's the main hurdle we need to talk about. But
Yeah.
the argument in these materials is that the risk is maybe lower than we assume,
Hmm.
and the upsides, they potentially blow that risk out of the water. Because pushing past that fear unlocks some really significant benefits.
Yeah.
Things that make this whole approach pretty powerful, actually.
All right, I need convincing. Let's hear them. What's the tactical advantage against just wanting to look good all the time? What's the payoff if I share my confusion?
Okay, payoff number one is super practical. Better retention. You actually remember stuff better.
How does that work? Just by posting it?
Well, yeah, kinda. It's like that Feynman technique idea,
Hmm.
but maybe more casual. When you try to explain something, you just learn to someone else.
Even if it's just a quick tweet or a short post?
Exactly. You're forced to structure it in your head,
Yeah.
to make sense of it. And that process, it immediately shows you where the gaps are in your own understanding.
Ah, okay, so you find out what you don't know.
Right, and it solidifies what you do know. You remember more just because you had to process it enough to share it, even imperfectly.
So teaching, even just explaining briefly, is like a self-test. And the public aspect adds accountability.
Sort of, yeah. And it relates to the confidence thing, too. Which brings us to benefit number two. Building momentum over perfection.
Ah, the perfection trap. That stops so many people.
Totally. So every time you share something small, a little update, a question you figured out, even a mistake you learned from, you're making a deposit in your own confidence bank.
Instead of waiting for that magical ready day that never comes.
Exactly. Each share proves that just moving forward, making progress, is way more valuable than hitting some impossible standard right away. You start to normalize the idea that learning is messy. It's supposed to be.
I like that. Shifting the focus from this huge, scary outcome to just the next small step you can share, that feels manageable.
It is. And that action, just putting yourself out there, it attracts people. That's the third big benefit, community attraction.
Okay, how does sharing my newbie struggles attract anyone?
Well, it acts like a signal flare. It tends to draw in two main groups. First, other people who are trying to learn the exact same thing.
fellow learners. Misery loves company.
Maybe. But also, you find people to swap notes with, ask questions, share resources. And second, it can attract people who've already figured it out, experts, or just people a few steps ahead.
So you bypass the usual gatekeepers. You just find your network by being open about learning.
Pretty much. You create this self-selecting group for help, feedback, support. You're not struggling alone in your basement anymore. You've got a learning circle, and it keeps you going. Accountability kicks in.
Okay, retention, confidence through momentum, community. What's the last piece?
The last one is maybe a bit more outward looking. It's about inspiring action in others. Spreading the spark, you could say.
How does my fumbling around inspire anyone?
Because it's real. When someone else, especially someone just starting out, sees your actual journey, the messy parts, the confusion, the small wins, it makes it feel possible for them too.
It validates their own struggle.
Exactly. They think, okay, they don't have it all figured out either, but they're doing it. Maybe I can too. You become an accidental inspiration just by showing up and being honest about the effort.
Okay, that's compelling. Let's make it really concrete now for you listening. The sources used learning English as a prime example, which is great, right? Low barrier to entry technically, but high emotional stakes.
Yeah, perfect example. But these ideas, they apply just as much if you're learning code or design or, I don't know, woodworking, anything complex.
So what did the English learning examples look like? Were they asking people to post perfect essays?
No, quite the opposite. That's the beauty of it. The emphasis was on small, achievable actions, things you can do now, not in 5 years when you're fluent.
Okay, like what specifically?
Super simple stuff, like post a really short video, maybe 30 seconds, just practicing a sound you find difficult.
Oh, wow. That feels vulnerable.
Totally. Or share a new word or phrase you learned. Maybe explain why the pronunciation was tricky for you.
Or even simpler.
Even simpler. Just commit to writing one tiny post in English every day. Maybe just about what you had for breakfast. Doesn't have to be grammatically perfect, just practice.
Okay, that simplicity is interesting. It lowers the bar so much, it feels hard not to do it.
Right. And the sources pulled together stories from people who tried this. Their big aha moment wasn't when they suddenly became amazing speakers.
No. When was it?
It was when they got their first helpful comment on a really awkward, imperfect post. They realized the feedback and connection they got from that one small, vulnerable share was worth way more than months hiding away trying to perfect things alone.
Can you give us one of those stories, like a specific example?
Yeah, there was one about a language learner. Terrified, absolutely terrified, to post their first video just saying 3 new words. They were convinced they sounded awful.
Okay, I can relate to that feeling. What happened?
Instead of getting mocked, which is what they feared, they got 2 comments. One person gently corrected the sound, helpful, specific feedback.
Nice. And the other?
The other was from someone in a totally different country saying, "Oh my gosh, thank you. I struggle with that exact same sound."
Wow. Instant connection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they realized, okay, the value here wasn't my non-existent expertise. It was just the courage to try, imperfectly. That immediate supportive feedback loop, that's what built the momentum.
So vulnerability is actually the key. It feels backwards, like we should protect ourselves, but maybe that protection just isolates us and slows us down.
That's the core argument.
Yeah.
Hiding creates this little echo chamber where you convince yourself you're the only one struggling, that you're an imposter.
Yeah, imposter syndrome loves isolation.
Totally. So if you're ready to maybe break out of that chamber, the materials offer a really clear 4-step plan. It's designed to make that first step feel really small and doable.
Okay, fantastic. Let's get practical. How can someone listening start learning in public, like today? Lay out the steps.
Step 1, pick your platform. And the key here is 1. Just 1.
Don't try to be everywhere.
No way. Too overwhelming. Pick one place you feel okay-ish about sharing. Maybe it's X because it feels a bit anonymous, or Instagram stories because they disappear, or maybe a niche forum for your specific interest. Just pick one. Narrow the focus. Commit.
One platform. Got it. Step 2 must be about consistency, right? That's where people usually fall off.
Yep. Step 2 is consistency over volume. The goal isn't massive output. It's small, regular sharing.
How small is small?
Like really small. Commit to sharing something once a week. Could be one sentence about what was hard, a diagram you drew, a 2-minute phone video talking through something you tried.
So just document the process, basically. What you learn, what you struggled with.
Exactly. The goal is building the habit of sharing, not creating masterpieces. That consistency keeps the fear from totally taking over again.
Okay, that makes sense. Which brings us to the really hard part, I think. Step 3. This must be about that fear of looking dumb.
It is. Step 3 is crucial. Be authentic. Radically authentic, even. Meaning be honest. The sources are really clear. Do not try to look perfect. Don't pretend you got it right away.
So if I spent hours debugging one line of code, share that.
Yes. Or if the cake recipe failed 3 times, show the burnt attempts before the final success. That transparency is what makes you relatable. It shows your humanity.
And that's what builds the real community.
That's what builds the supportive community. People connect with genuine effort and struggle, not just the polished end result.
But how do you do that without just sounding like you're whining? Like, oh, this is so hard.
Good question. It's about the framing. Instead of "this sucks, I quit," frame it as a learning process. Okay, I tried X and Y, still stuck on Z. What am I missing? Or finally figured out why A wasn't working. It was because of B.
Ah. So you share the attempt, the question, the discovery. Not just the frustration, it invites help, not pity.
Exactly. You turn the struggle into an invitation for others to share their insights.
Okay. Platform chosen, sharing small bits consistently and honestly. What's the final step?
Step 4 is engage. Don't just post and ghost.
All right, you got to interact.
Yeah. Actively look for other people learning in public in your field. Read their stuff, comment, offer support, ask questions about their process. And when people comment on your stuff, engage back. Ask clarifying questions. Thank them for feedback.
So it's not just broadcasting, it's building actual connections.
That's what makes it a circle. That interaction completes the loop. You grow by sharing, yes, but also by connecting with others who are sharing too.
This whole thing, it really reframes what achievement looks like. We usually think of mastering something as this solo uphill battle.
Right, like climbing a mountain alone in the dark.
Yeah. But this model says maybe learning is actually faster and frankly more enjoyable when it's a team sport played out in the open.
That's the absolute core takeaway, I think. Learning in public isn't about showing off. It's about growing together.
Contributing to the collective knowledge, even with your questions and mistakes.
Exactly. And when you do that, you attract this amazing support system, people who cheer you on, give you helpful pointers, and who are growing right there alongside you. It's powerful.
So for you listening, this isn't just some abstract idea. It's a practical strategy, a potential shortcut even.
Right, a shortcut to knowledge, sure, but also to accountability, to support, to finding your people.
You get the skill, the network, and the motivation kind of all bundled together through this one consistent action of sharing.
So maybe it's time to try it. Let's wrap up with that challenge question from the sources.
Yeah, the immediate action.
What's one small thing you could share about your own learning journey today? Just a sentence, a quick phone video, even just a thought about what you're working on.
Because that single share, no matter how small or imperfect, that's how this whole process of accelerated growth really begins.